Everyone has a unique gift, and Mike, the creator of the 1NELife podcast, believes most people don't know how to use their gifts or what they are. Mike wants you to see things from a different perspective and be true to yourself. The 1NELife podcast, it inspires, motivates, and creates positive energy, love, and compassion to all communities. We only have one life to live. Be yourself and live your truth. Add the 1NELife podcast to your playlist. That's the number 1NELife. Available on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, and your favorite podcast platform.
All right, y'all. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the 1NELife podcast. I am Mike M.I.C. Reed.
And I am Haley Payne.
And here we are talking about mindset growth and the real work behind success.
Yes. We have a really fun topic today. We're going to be diving into something that every dreamer needs, and that is grit.
Wow. And we're not just talking about motivation or talent.
Right.
We're talking about the quiet strength to keep going when most people would just give up.
It's that secret sauce.
It's that secret sauce. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, tell me about a time where you felt like quitting something but pushed through it anyway.
I feel like every day we have something that challenges us.
This is true. This is very true.
Yeah. So, I mean, just getting through every day is a struggle, you know?
Yeah.
It could be. We have good days and bad days, but I think just generally people are pretty lazy. I think we're programmed to be. It's easier to not do anything.
This is true. And it kind of brings me to, like, is grit, are you born with it, or is it something that you have to work at? Because as a kid, like everybody knows my story. When I was 14, I was homeless, right? And for some reason, and I don't even know where I got it from, but I pushed through that. Like, I was walking the streets, like, thinking, like, trying to make something happen.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't give up.
Right.
Like, I had grit. Like, when I think about it now that we're talking about it, like, I literally was on a mission every day. Yeah. I just wasn't walking around the street blindness or just hopeless or just whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, I had a purpose. I didn't know what that purpose was back then, but I just kept going every day.
Yeah, and I feel the same way for me. I've always had that hustle. I've been trying to sell stuff, start businesses for my whole life. It's always been ingrained in me, in my DNA, I feel like. But I do think that it can also be cultivated. Right. So you can be born with it, but you can also develop it.
Right. So let's rewind just a little bit.
Okay.
What is grit? Let's start there. What does grit actually mean? Like, so Angela Duckworth, who studied grit, defines it as passion and prevent. Oh my God, me and my words.
Center.
Focus. Perseverance.
Yes.
For long-term goals, but in real life, it's staying committed even when you don't feel inspired.
That's exactly it. Because if you wait for motivation to come around, if you wait for inspiration, you're just going to be stuck doing nothing.
Right. Well, so this is a conversation I just had with Cindy a little while ago as we was coming to the studio, is grit versus motivation, right?
Right.
Motivation gets you started, but grit keeps you going.
Well, I would disagree with that because I feel like sometimes there's no motivation to start. Sometimes you just have to do it without feeling that motivation.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's talk about that.
Okay.
Because that's interesting. Mm-hmm. If you don't have no motivation to start, like, what gets you starting? Like, what gets you there? I
feel like that's the grit. That's your
grit?
Mm-hmm, it's goals. Because say you go to the gym, like, just to walk in and ask people some questions. I feel like if you walked in and you went up to everybody in there and you said, did you feel like coming in here today? Mm-hmm. Most people would say, what do you think what they would say? No. They push through it. Yes. Why? Because they have a goal, because they want to lose weight. They want to be healthy. They want to be ripped. I don't know.
But isn't that part of the motivation, though?
I think motivation is a feeling. Mm-hmm. And you have to sometimes do the thing without the feeling because you're trying to reach a certain goal. Okay, because what's her name? Oh, my God, her name just went blank in my head.
Mel Robbins.
Yes.
She talks about how she doesn't believe in motivation.
Right.
She really don't. And because she said, yeah, it's just a feeling. You just got to just go, just do it.
Yes.
Like she really believes that as well.
Well, and I think that's it can be an excuse for people because they're like, well, I don't feel like it, so I'm not going to do it. And how many times do you feel like doing something? Hardly ever. And I think that's something that holds people back a lot of the time.
Right. So grit versus discipline.
Yeah. I think that's more of the topic.
So, right. So discipline is daily action, right? Grit is long-term endurance. You agree with that?
I do.
Okay.
I really do.
Okay. How does grit look in everyday life? Showing up when you're tired, like you just said, learning from losses, pushing through doubt. Yeah. I mean, I still go back to, so you say it can be cultivated. Explain.
Well, I want to go off of what you're saying is learning from losses. And I think that is a way to cultivate it. And it's your mindset. So if you can think of failure as data, as information, and not give up, then you can be so much more successful. So every time if you try something and you don't succeed, but you keep going, that's where the magic happens.
Right. So that leads us into the role of grit in success, right? So success is often sold as talent or luck. But the truth is most successful people just refuse to stop trying.
Yep.
So examples.
Example, Thomas Edison. He has a famous quote about his light bulb, and he says that he didn't fail. He just found 10,000 ways that didn't work.
And this is true.
And I love that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's perspective, right?
Yes, because failure is data.
Yeah. I like that. Failure is data. I never heard that before.
And it's so easy to be defeated and to feel sorry for yourself and to ruminate in that, like, I'm not good enough. This didn't work because nothing ever works out for me. But if you can change that and say, okay, well, I learned that way didn't work, and now I'm going to try another way.
Right. Michael Jordan. Getting cut from his high school basketball team.
Yep.
And became the best player in the world.
Imagine if he was just like, well, I guess I suck at basketball.
Yeah.
They didn't want me, so this isn't my path.
And that's a story where, he could have easily just given up and did something else.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have Air Jordans.
We wouldn't have Air Jordans.
Where would society be without Air Jordans?
Well, think of every successful person, any inventor, anybody that we look up to, if they just took the first or second loss and were like, well, not for me.
You know, it's crazy. The other day I was on Instagram scrolling and I saw this, I don't know if it was an ad or something, some Instagram post. And it said Coca-Cola sold 8 bottles in their first year.
That's not a lot of bottles.
It's not in their first year. But I've read many of stories like that. Like, and I actually wish I would have, I actually have this list that I saw on Instagram, on social media one day. And it kind of listed a bunch of success stories, like the Amazon one. A bunch of other stories that they're huge, successful companies today, but they didn't even start off as the company they are today, which is crazy to me. Like they started, like I remember one company said it started off as a factory just like sewing something or something to that effect. And now they're this huge other company that went total opposite, but somehow it connected the two.
And I believe Amazon started off as a shoe company, right?
Right.
They were selling shoes, and from what I know is they started getting successful, and they needed to sell shoes that they didn't have in stock anymore. So the guy that was in charge, he was running to shoe stores all around town, buying the shoes and then shipping them.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of these companies, they started off as just something very small, and they wasn't even successful until it. I don't know. It just became successful, but
because they had that drive and they had the goals and they had the grit to do it.
I think it's passion.
It could be passion.
To me, grit is passion.
Yeah, I can see that. Right,
because like how you said, even like in my world today, I love helping people. I'm in these schools every day. It's my passion that keeps me there. It's my passion for wanting to help, because the way these kids are so disrespectful to people,
Right.
I could easily just turn around and say, you know what, I want to do it anymore. And I talk to a lot of colleagues, and a lot of them do want to quit. They go, you know what, I come here to help. I don't want to be disrespected by kids every day. But it's their passion that's keeping them there.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, I could say some people.
Some people. And I
Some
think
people is the check.
the passion, and I think you can relate that to your goal. What's the goal? You want to help kids. So when it gets hard, then you go back to that goal is helping children. And I think that's where people experience burnout, is they forget what the goal is, or they never had a goal to begin with. I'm sure a lot of people in this school work there just because it's a job. And so that makes it difficult to stay motivated, to stay getting up every day, because you're not working towards a goal.
Right. So here's the thing, like there is a thin line between being gritty and being burnt out. Grit doesn't mean running yourself into the ground. And I know some people do that. They get super burned out. Matter of fact, I had my supervisor visit my site the other day, and she literally spent the whole day with me because we was working on something. So it wasn't her plan to spend the whole day with me, but I get so many calls and I get pulled in so many directions that she just followed me around all day, and we just kept going back to my room and finishing. But then I kept getting calls, and she kept telling me like, no, go on the calls. She was like, I'll go with you. And so she got to experience my whole day. And at the end of the day, like I'm always asking like my superiors and, managers, like, hey, whenever they're with me or see something, how can I be better? All right. I said, did you see anything I can do better? Because you spent the whole day with me. Like,
I love
what
that.
would you like to see different that you want me to do?
It's so humble.
No, I do. But that's how I learn, though.
That's
like,
how you learn, yeah.
I like people to tell me the truth. Like, I don't want you to be, oh, Mike did a good job. Like, that's not helping me.
Right.
Because if you're sugarcoating it, how am I growing?
Exactly.
So, but anyway, she was like, I would actually like to see you do less. And I was like, what? She was like, you do so much. She was like, a lot of the stuff you do, we not even supposed to be doing. But she was like, I get it. You love helping, and that's why I have a great team, and I have a great relationship and a partnership with the school because of all the extra things we do for them. Because my whole thing is I'm there to support, not there to fix a problem, but I am there to support. And I can even though like sometimes they ask us to do things, I literally can say that's not what we do. But I always say that I can find opportunities to support.
That's nice.
Right. Yeah. So, and that's what I do. I always can find an opportunity to support because that's what I'm there for, is to support.
Yes.
So yeah, I can't do that. So I never tell no one no. I say, well, I can't do that, but I can do this for you.
I like that.
Right. So that's why she was saying, she's like, you do so much. She was like, and she was talking about burnout. So that's why I brought the story. She was saying, at the end of the day, Mike, I love it, but I also want you guys to slow down, because she's like, you guys mean a lot to us, to the company. And she's like, I don't want you guys to get burnt out.
Do you feel like you're burning out?
Sometimes at the end of the day, I do. I really do. But I'm also self-aware of it. So I know how to disconnect. Like, Cindy and I, we constantly out of town.
Yes.
Like, I can say the same for her. She, she's a teacher. So she's with 30 plus kids every day. So she probably have it 10 times worse than me,
God bless her.
And you know what? I used to be naive about teachers. Like, when I was younger, I used to hear about how teachers want more money. And I'm like, for what? Like,
oh my God.
But now that I'm actually in it and I see it firsthand and I see what they go through, oh no, they need a raise.
That's why
100%.
I'm bringing the teacher's presence. I wanted to be a teacher.
Yeah.
That was my goal.
Really?
And in Florida, you go to school, you get your bachelor's degree in education, and then you're a teacher. And it's pretty easy. And that was what I was going to do. And then I moved out here and I was going to college, and they say, oh, you have to get your credentials. So I'm, la-di-da, like working at University of Phoenix. And we were part of this volunteer program. And we went to a school in LA, and we had to teach a class. I think it was a 3rd grade class. And that's what I wanted to teach. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so perfect. Right. I'm going to teach this class. It was about something to do with the city. I don't know. I had like a lesson plan. And this is before I had kids. Like, I was young. I had just moved out here. And I get in front of the class, of children. And I was like, oh my God, I don't even know how to talk to a kid.
Right.
It blew my mind. And then I decided that's not the path for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it gave me a lot of appreciation for teachers.
No,
That's a lot of eyeballs on you all day.
yeah, no, it is, and it is a difficult role, and that's just a whole nother subject.
Yeah.
But it's a difficult role because they have to deal with admin and the district and parents, and it's a balance between all three of them, and it's a hard balance, and it's not easy because those three elements aren't on the same page, and it's like you're caught in the middle between all of it. So
That's tough.
I definitely tip my hat off to her.
Thank you, teachers.
But yeah, but we know how to disconnect. And so like, even like when I first met her, she was always out of town, and, I get why. And she was like, you have to disconnect.
Yeah.
There's no way around it. If not, you will lose your mind. You will burn out.
And I think even the most successful people plan time for rest and recovery. And there's nothing wrong with that.
It's not. I love it.
I think more people should do it.
I love it. Even today, somebody, at the end of the day, like we had a rough last 2 days, and one of the supervision aides, a friend of mine, she's like, why you seem so happy? I was like, because I don't let these kids get to me. I said, tomorrow's Friday. That's it. I don't. I mean, there are days where, it does get to me mentally.
Sure.
But I'm learning every day how to not, one, I don't take behavior personal, and we've been taught that. But I'm learning every day how not to let it get to me. I'm learning how to walk away from a situation. I'm learning how to, if I'm leaving one situation, go to my room, relax, take a break before I go to another situation.
And it sounds like you're really good at pivoting.
Yes.
And that's a characteristic of a greedy person too. And you know how to tell people no. We know that about you.
Yes.
And it sounds like what you were saying is somebody wants you to do something, you don't have the capacity to do that in that moment. You tell them, I'm not going to do this, but I can do this for you.
No, yeah. It is definitely understanding and having boundaries.
Yeah.
You got to have boundaries. I mean, with everything in life. But in my job, you definitely have boundaries because the kids will take advantage of it, admin will take advantage of it. And it's like, no. And I teach my team that all the time. Like, nope. Can't do it.
I think in all jobs you need to have some
boundaries. But I mean, I think also with the boundaries, it is pivoting. It is, knowing, how to pivot instead of pushing harder in the wrong direction.
Yep.
Because, again, that'll cause burnout. And that's something you definitely don't want to do.
I'm all about flow and alignment. And I think when you're looking for what your purpose is, that's a really great way to identify that, is if things are just, it feels right and it's flowing for you.
That's true. So how to build grit? Because earlier you mentioned that it could be cultivated.
Yes.
So grit can be developed. You said that. It's not just a personality trait. It's a practice. Now, I do believe in that, and it does take time, right? But that's when you gotta learn patience, because it's not gonna be an overnight thing. It's not gonna be even a month or two. Like to learn grit, I still think it's still like, I don't know. Maybe it's patience and passion. I think you have to have those two ingredients.
And I'm going to add grace into that also.
Yeah. I agree with that. Those three ingredients.
Because you're going to fail.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard.
This is true.
That's life, is suffering. And it's how do you deal with it? Well,
yeah. I mean, you have to embrace failure, right? You got to treat every setback as a feedback. You got to stay consistent. Every 1% of progress a day is compound. Your long-term goals. When you add all those factors into it, I mean, it is a practice. But that's like anything with practicing and anything. Even going to the gym, like you said earlier, it's a practice. You have to be dedicated. Cindy gets up and run 3 to 5 miles a morning.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. She's dedicated.
That's great.
And then she comes home and does a strength workout.
There's never a time that I would feel like going for a run.
She makes me look so bad. Like
It's a
and she's
different,
shaking her head,
journey.
Yeah. No, because she's about to run the Boston Marathon.
No way.
Oh yeah, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. So
That's really cool.
So grit, right?
Yeah.
Passion. Like, so for the past 4 or 5 years, her and her uncle been trying to qualify for the Boston Marathon, because you got to qualify and you got to do a couple of marathons to qualify. And even though, like, over the last couple of years they both did qualify, but when it comes time every year, what the Boston Marathon does is, depending on how many people sign up, so it's a lot of people that sign up.
Right.
Let's say if the time is 8 minutes, right? And too many people sign up, then they push the time back. Well, now you got to qualify in 7.5 minutes.
Oh, shoot.
And so she had the 8 minutes, her and her uncle, for the last couple of years, but so many people signed up that they pushed the time back to where, oh, you didn't make it.
Right.
So that's disappointing. That's discouraging, right?
Yep.
But they kept going.
Yep.
And so we just found out about 2 months ago, that they both made it. So come April.
That's so cool.
And they've been trying for 5 years. Wow. So it's kind of dope. Like, so the whole family's going out to cheer them. And she get to run.
That's an excellent example of grit.
It is, right. They kept going. They kept pushing it through, even after like the years that they was like, oh no, moving the time. When at first, they say this is the time, then they moved it, and it's like, and they kept going, because you still have to run those other marathons to get a time. So, I mean, it's a lot.
That's really cool.
I'm proud of her.
I'm proud of you too. That's really exciting.
But that is grit. That's grit. That's passion.
That is.
And so, yeah, she's running every day. And
I think that makes me think of when you were talking about the businesses too, when they were, Coke sold 8 bottles in their first year. And now look at them. And now look at her. Like, if you could go back 5 years and tell yourself, don't worry, you're going to make it.
Right.
Or Coke, like, just wait. You just wait. It's going to be great.
Wait.
And I think that's where people give up.
Yeah.
Because it's uncomfortable to grow. But that's where growth happens, is when you feel uncomfortable. And for me, when I'm in an uncomfortable situation, I'm just thinking, ooh, like, what can I get out of this? What is the universe trying to show me in this situation?
Well, I mean, and that's why real success stories often take years behind the scenes, right? So grit in today's culture, because that's what we're talking about right now. In a world of instant results and viral success, grit is rare, but it's still the secret ingredients. Like you said earlier, the secret sauce.
Secret sauce.
And, and it's crazy because on, I think my last episode with Trent, we talked about generational principles.
Yes.
Like, no matter how young you are, no matter how old you are, there's still life's basic principles that still succeed, that you need to succeed in life, which is still life secrets, the secrets ingredients that you need.
Yep.
And grit is that. These success stories are telling you that.
Yep.
Like the Coke.
Yep.
Like her stories. Like, they're telling you, like, look, just don't give up. Yes, it's hard. You want to quit at times. But if you don't give up and you push through it, don't burn yourself out. Learn to take breaks. Like you said, give yourself grace and just do the work, right?
But that's the thing, is that you see people who are successful, and then you don't see all the behind the scenes, like what you're saying.
Don't.
You see their success stories. You see them rich and famous, but you don't know all the things that they had to do to get through that. And I think people forget that hard work is hard work.
Well, that's because social media creates this pressure to look successful,
right,
instead of being consistent.
Yes.
Right. So are we losing grit as a culture? Can we bring it back? Like, even like, so, I'm going to say this again because I thought it was a great interview, because I talked about it on the last show with Trent. I was watching this interview with New Edition, BBD, Boys II Men, because they're about to do this big concert.
Oh.
So Ricky Bell was asking Ralph Tresvant, where did they lose? Like, today's R&B is not the same as 90s R&B. And he said, where did they lose that, right? So Mike Bivins actually answered the question, and he was like, well, no one follows the blueprint.
Right.
it's still a blueprint to success.
Yes.
And because of social media, anybody with a microphone, a camera, or a computer think they can just sing some bars or, have AI or whatever do this music, make you sound however you want, and it's supposed to be an instant success. And it's not.
Right.
You still got to do the work.
That's where we're losing it.
And he said that's where we're losing it. Exactly.
And I think that is probably going to be very difficult for this generation of children because they don't know life without the internet. And they literally have endless information at their fingertips. Like we had an encyclopedia and we could only afford half of it because we didn't have a lot of money. So we had half of it, the set of encyclopedias. So if I needed to look something up about zebras, too bad. Because we only had the first half. But when I needed to write a paper, like I had to go through a book and find the information.
Right.
With my eyeballs and my brain.
Right.
They don't have but I think that does give our generation more grit because we actually had to work to get information. And these kids, they don't have to.
Right. And we had to work. I mean, everything, even like in entertainment, like recording a song. Mm-hmm. Like you literally had to sit there and sing the song over.
Imagine
and
that.
And over. You can't, like nowadays, you could use a computer, punch in, tweak your voice and whatever. You're not in the studio for hours and hours singing it a million times like back in the day. Mm-hmm. Even to go back generations, in the 70s, they had tape where you literally had to sing the whole song perfect.
Yes.
Like perfect.
It's too easy now.
It's too easy. And back in the day, you actually had to know how to sing.
Right.
Like
couldn't fake it.
You couldn't fake it.
No.
That's why most people, like, you go to concerts, it's like, are they really singing? Or is that a track behind them? Mm-hmm. See, even back in the day, live shows was live shows. Yeah. Like, they knew how to sing.
Yes.
Nowadays, it's like, you can't even put on a show. Mm-hmm. It's the work. It really is the work.
Yep.
You have to do the work.
And I think we can show kids that through example.
Right. So I was going to ask you that. How do we bring it back?
You got to do it. You got to show them.
Mm-hmm. Got to lead by example?
Lead by example. Like I said, I've been hustling since I was a kid. Mm-hmm. Ever since I could remember, I've had some kind of job. Right. And that's never changed for me. And my oldest son, he just started a business and he was telling me about it. I was like, where did you get the idea for this? He just thought of it himself. And I think that him watching, he's always been very interested in all the businesses that I've had over the years. He asks very pointed questions. He wants to know, where's the money coming from? What's your markup? Like, how many customers do you have?
How old is he?
He's 17.
Okay.
Yep. And he's cleaning trash cans. This is his business. He has a truck and a pressure washer. Okay. He made his own business cards. Right. And so him and his friend are doing it together. And so I had them come over and do mine. And I was telling them, when you guys are setting up, I noticed that, well, first I said, can I offer you some feedback? And they said yes. And so I said, well, I noticed that it's only taking one person to do a lot of the setup and the other person is just standing around. So if I can make a suggestion, the other person should be walking around the neighborhood and handing out your cards while you're already there. The setup is what takes the most time and you're already there. So you might as well. And then if a neighbor pulls up and they're coming home, just say, hey, I'm Chad. I'm here cleaning trash cans today. Can I service your trash cans or whatever? And
brilliant idea.
Right. So then a couple weeks later, he told me that he went to my friend's neighborhood and he was asking them if they wanted their trash cans cleaned. And then someone pulled up next to them and he introduced himself and he said, hey, we're here cleaning trash cans today. Can we interest you? And he said, no, but he was a real estate agent. And he said, you know what, give me your cards. And when I go to my showings, I'll leave my cards there so that they can hand them out to the people looking at the houses.
It's actually a great business idea.
I know. And then he went to talk to another neighbor. So they were like, you should talk to this guy because he had been doing it before. And now he's looking to purchase his business. And because he already had the setup, the trailer and everything. So now he's looking to purchase that. He has a whole plan, a contract. He's doing this all by himself. Wow. And I feel I'm going to take some responsibility for that because he's been watching me do a whole bunch of different things over the years.
I just had this conversation with my supervisor because I just came up with a project that I'm introducing in my school. and it's a kidspreneur type of project.
Yeah.
And because in school, they don't teach kids about business. And there's a lot of educational components that are in business, just like how in sports, it teaches kids about life.
Yep.
Same with business. It teaches them fundamental things. So I was like, I would rather introduce them. So I have a kids club, business club, and I would rather plant the seeds now.
Yeah.
So when they get into middle school, high school, the seeds are there and they're growing and growing.
Yep.
See, your son was lucky enough to have you to watch you do all these businesses.
Yeah.
But what if you didn't have a business? You just had a regular job. It would have never sparked this idea of business or anything. So my supervisor was like, wow, that's a bright idea. Plant the seed now early. Don't wait till a kid get out of high school and then plant the seed.
Right.
Because now, guess what? Now they're 30, 40 years old starting a business. Why not give them that option now so when they do get out of high school, at least they know somewhat of business and now they have options.
Right. And I think it's important to treat children like they're humans, like talk to them. We're raising adults. And I think people forget that.
Yes.
Like help them be independent, help them be bored. That's my favorite thing to hear my kids say. I'm bored. I said, great. Yeah. I love it.
And all the problems most of our problems that I have are when kids are bored. When kids get done with their work early and they got to wait on the rest of the class. So now they're bored. So now they're walking around the class, bothering other people, causing a distraction. Or when they're on the playground, they don't want to. This generation, lazy. None of them want to do sports. So basketball, football, they don't really care about. So what are they doing? Walking around the playground, messing around, play fighting, doing all kind of dumb stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I need to find something to give them something to do. Because them causing problems on the blacktop, it's not working.
I love that.
So yeah.
Because somebody has to be the change. Somebody has to be the one to make a difference.
Yeah, and and I'm not knocking like the school district or anything that, keep wanting them to do sports and all these other activities that the kids just are not interested in.
Yeah, it's good to have options.
Oh, yeah. And it's like...
Some kids are interested in sports, I'm sure. I'd never played a sport and I would never want to. But if I had a business club at school, I would be in it.
Right. So that's the thing. But you got to think about it. I mean, the one thing great about social media is that, you can create your own business.
Yeah.
You can be an entrepreneur. It's easy, but let's learn the right way. Let's do the work.
My daughter, during the pandemic, she started a business. I was making cookies at the time, and one of the tools that you need is a scribe, and you use it to flood the cookie with the icing. And so, but some of them are super cute. So she, we got all the materials for her, and she was making these little scribes. It's like a cocktail skewer, and then you put cute little rubber beads on them. And she got a name. She called them Supernova Scribes because her goal is that she was trying to raise money to go to space camp. And so she started an Instagram, and I helped her through the whole process. And we recorded videos of her describing the product and selling it. And she sold so many of these scribes that she paid for herself to go to space camp in Florida.
Wow.
And we all went on a family trip, and we went and dropped her off at space camp every day. And that just made me so proud of her because she did it all by herself.
And how old is she?
Now she's 15. But at the time, she was 9 or 10.
See?
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, these kids, most of them want their own business.
Yeah.
Like, I had a kid, it was just Halloween. I had a kid go trick-or-treating. He went and got all this candy, came to school, and sold it all.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right?
That is what I'm talking about.
Look, it was to the point where he was ditching class. He was out on the playground selling candy. He was like, dude, you got to go to class. He was like, well, I got to go to class. And he put out a wad of cash. He's like, I'm making money out here. I ain't got to go to class. I was like, okay, great, but you still got to go to class.
I love that so much.
Right. And I was like, I can't even be mad at him.
Yeah, no.
Because he was making money.
That would have been me.
But I also told him, okay, but what you going to do when the candy runs out? Like,
that's
you only have
question.
so much. Yeah. Like, come on, let's do this the right way. Like, I love the creativity.
We love the grit. We love the drive.
Love the grit. Yeah, but we got to do it the right way.
That's true.
So if you're listening right now and you feel your dreams are taking too long, remember this. Success is less about how fast you move and more about how long you're willing to stay in the race.
That's right.
takeaways, man. Grit. Grit beats talent when talent gives up.
Every day.
Right? Rest doesn't mean quit.
Right.
It means recharge. Take your breaks.
Yes.
Disconnect. Disconnect doesn't mean quit.
Give
Like,
up.
yeah, unplug and stop. Like, it's recharging. Plug back in.
Plug your phone in.
Yeah.
Charge that up.
You charge. Right?
Yeah.
Charge our phones every day.
Every day.
Every struggle is a setup for strength.
And every struggle is going to get you to a better version of yourself.
What's one personal story, and I want you to think about this, because I have one too, where you had to dig deep, where quitting was easy, but you didn't?
Can I hear yours first?
Yeah. Honestly, and I had to dig deep on this one. Like I said before the show, me and Cindy I was thinking about the show, and I was just thinking about, because I had so many, like for me, I think because I literally was born with it, right? And I had it ever since I was 14. Again, I don't know where it came from, but I've always had the grit. I've always had the passion to be successful. And like most people know, I never had a 9-to-5 job. Even what I do right now, even though I go to these schools every day from 9 to 5, it's not a 9-to-5 job. I'm still contracted. But so I'm still an entrepreneur.
I love it.
So I had to think, and again, for me, I don't celebrate accolades. I don't celebrate my successes, because for me, I feel like I still have a lot to do. So we was across the street, and I was just like, dang, like I really don't have a story. But then she started reminding me of just certain things. And I have to say, like a few years ago, how long ago was it? I want to say, it was a few years ago, and I think when I was in my CAP class with you, I don't know if you remember, but it was a point where I was like really depressed.
I do remember.
Right. I was going through a hard depression, and I could have easily just gave up.
Yep.
But I didn't. The class saved me.
Yes.
I had people around me. That's part of grit. That's part of, putting yourself in positions where you are going to be successful, where, because we do need help, right? And if you surround yourself with the right people, that's going to uplift you even through the rough times.
All the time.
Like, we need that.
Yep.
So I think, I could have, like I said, I could have easily gave up. I could have quit the class.
Yep.
There was a time where I did want to quit the class because it tore us down, but it did bring us back up.
Yep.
But it did tore us down, and I was like going through a depression. I was like, I don't need this right now, and I wanted to quit.
Right.
But I didn't.
Because it was uncomfortable.
It was very uncomfortable.
That's where the growth happens.
It's very uncomfortable, and I stuck with it though. I could have. When I think about it, like I was so down. Like I had literally lost everything. And for me, I was looking at it like, dude, I was 51. I was like, I'm 50 years old. Like, there's no way I can start from the bottom. But here I am at the bottom. I like, there's no way. Like, no, like I could see losing one or two things, whatever.
Yeah.
Losing a job, whatever. I could go get another one. But I was losing my house. I was just losing everything.
Right.
Like, there's no way I can start all over. I was like, there's no way I can do that. No way I can go through, because I was just thinking about how long it took me to get to where I was. And I was like, dude, do you really think I'm going to go through all that again? Like, that's what my mindset was. And I was like, there's no way.
I think what probably also helped you, in my observation, is that you shared your story. You didn't act like everything was fine. Like you told people, and we were in a safe space that you could talk about that with that emotional, like psychological safety. But I think that's important. And with social media, like you said, we have this pressure to make it look like everything's perfect all the time. And sharing your story and sharing your struggles is also a great way to help get through it.
Right. And it wasn't easy, like sharing all that.
No, it's not. It's so vulnerable.
Yeah, it wasn't. But I did it because I had, a great class. Like you guys was like just in my ear, even if it was just like for a moment. Like no one looked at me differently.
Right.
Like I felt the energy. I felt the love. Like
And
I
it's out there.
felt safe
Yeah.
in that class. I felt safe.
Yep.
So it was great. I'm getting emotional right now.
Oh, that was a really special time.
It was. And shout out to oh my God, I don't know. My accountability partner. Oh my God.
You had. I feel like we were all partners.
No, I know, but darn it, she moved away. What's her name? That was with Andrea. That worked with Andrea. I'm sorry.
We love her.
Yeah, we do. And I'm bad with names. Everybody know this. But I haven't talked to her in a minute. So anyways, she was my accountability partner. So she would always call and check up on me. And Jackie always called me, even if it was a little text. She's like, Mike, are you okay? I'm here if you need to call me.
And that's so important.
Yeah. So it was surrounding yourself with good people.
Yep.
Like I said, yeah, I could have easily gave up. So that's my story. I could have easily gave up, but I didn't. And I didn't because of great people like you and everybody else in that class. So
Yeah, that was good.
I pushed through it and got everything back.
See, and if you could have told yourself.
No, like when I was thinking back then, like there's no way I can start from the bottom
Right.
and lose everything. But
you
in
changed that
reality, my
mindset.
success story is my life is so much better now.
Oh, that's
what
it.
I have right now is so much better than what I had.
That's it right there.
Right. But I just never thought like this would come to.
Because the pain is temporary.
Right.
But on the other side of it, if you push through it, it's so much better. Like you'll always be a better version of yourself on the other side if you don't give up.
Right.
That's beautiful.
So that's my story.
Thank you for sharing that. Yes.
What's your story?
My story is really similar to that, and I am kind of like on the heels of it now, but really having to do with my divorce and everything leading up to that. Like you said, like my whole foundation was completely shattered. Like the person that I trusted and that we were building a life with, and somebody that like prided himself on integrity and being honest and building a family. And we both had rough childhoods, and we had made that commitment to each other to do it different for our kids. But surprise, you be lying.
Yeah.
So, and then exited our marriage,
Right.
like very immediately. And then I lost everything. Like, and I when I was thinking about this too, like, what is my example? Like how, cause it's not something like a business or something that I didn't stick with. It's like me. It was choosing myself and getting through that could have been a very depressing time.
Right.
And we had already finished the class, so I had those tools to help me through it. But I just got so sad. Like I would just be crying, like reading my son a bedtime story, just sobbing. Like I couldn't get a grip because everything that I had believed in, everything that I had thought was my life was just gone.
Right.
And that's when I reached out for therapy. And that was one of the first things that I said to him is I feel like, and this is very different for me because I normally feel very positive, like I attract good energy. And in that moment, I couldn't get out of it. I was in it. I just felt like under it. Right. And I told him, I feel like everything is happening to me. And I didn't like that. And so I worked with him to help switch my mindset. And I had the tools from the class, which also helped, but just changing that mindset to think everything is happening for me. And once I changed that, like it's all out there for you, all the good and all the bad, but it's whatever you set your mind to what you're going to see. Like your brain literally will filter in or out the good or bad things. And it's what you set your mind to of what you would like to accept.
You know, as Abraham Hicks, who is really Esther Hicks, you know.
I don't know.
Oh, shit. She talks about how most people think things are the world is against them and everything's happening to them, when in fact the universe is doing exactly what you want. So if you're feeling that way, then you're telling the universe that's what you want. Mm-hmm. So no, it's all about energy, and we're all are connected vibrationally. And she talks about this. Is what you really put out there is what you're going to get back.
Yep.
Now, yes, we go through hard times and things suck and all that, but we have to go through those things, right? We have to go through pain, but it is your perspective and how you're looking at it. Mm-hmm. So if you think that things aren't happening to you and it's actually happening for you, and you change your mindset like you did, then great things start happening again.
Literally.
Yeah.
And I feel now it's like it's the saddest but happiest that I've ever been in this moment. And I feel like everything is so expansive. Mm-hmm. And I believe that. And really, like, on a daily basis, things are just coming to me, like good things. And I love that for me.
Yeah. No, I love it for you too.
Because I could have just given up.
You could have.
And I could have just slipped into a cute little depression and stayed there. But I needed to show up for my kids and show them that example too of how to be resilient.
Right.
And it was really hard.
Right. Because you still have little ones. So you have to be that, again, leading by example.
There's no time for me to have a nervous breakdown.
Right.
You got to keep cooking dinner every day.
Right. He said every day.
Every day. You got to pack a lunch.
Do you actually cook every day?
No.
No.
But
It's like, no.
No, I don't. But I do enjoy cooking, and I do as much as I can. But it's hard when it's just two people. Mm-hmm. Like, and my son doesn't eat that much, and then I have all these leftovers.
Oh, well, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, but we always do Pizza Friday. Like, we make pizza together.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Like from scratch?
Nah, I buy the dough.
Oh,
I get it from Trader Joe's.
Well, but at least you're buying the dough and doing it from there. Okay.
I buy the dough. I stretch it out for my son. I let him do all the toppings. He loves it.
See, I told you I want to do that.
Oh yeah, go to Trader Joe's.
Fun,
also,
right?
Sprouts has like a really nice kit, but I like Trader Joe's.
Yeah. Oh no, we love Trader Joe's.
That's like, I always say that's my therapy. Like sometimes, because it's as much as a therapy session. I go in there and I just let Joe tell me, what do I need? I spend time in the cheese section, and it brings me so much joy.
You know what? Trader Joe's to me is like Target. You go in there for one thing.
Yes.
You go down these aisles, you're like, ooh.
Yes. It brings me so much joy.
Like,
and I'm featured right now in their wine section. They have Haley's Pick.
Really?
Yes, right in the middle.
I didn't know you was a wine person. Did I know that? I didn't know that.
I love some wine.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's Chablis.
So wait, what's your favorite wine? Type of wine?
All of it. I'm just kidding. I like a red usually. A Pinot Noir is great. No. But this one that I have featured is a Chablis because it's so good. And they didn't have it for a long time, and they had it back in stock, and I was like, put it up there.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm an enjoyer, You like wine? Yeah.
First of all.
What?
She has to have a glass of wine. And I'm not trying to make her sound like an alcoholic, but she has to have a glass of wine every day.
There's studies, and it says it's good for you. Good for your brain. Good.
Look, we went out of town last weekend, right? No, I'm telling the story. We went out of town last weekend, and I think Wednesday night we went to the store. Mind you, we was leaving Thursday right after school. And we went to the store, and she's like, okay, we need a couple of bottles to take with us. Cool. Then she's like, but wait, let's get another bottle for when we come home. We have a bottle at home.
That's what I'm talking about. That's planning ahead.
No. I said, okay, makes sense. Because those two bottles are obviously going to be gone.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. But then she went and grabbed another bottle. I'm like, so what's the fourth bottle for? She's like, well, you got to have white and red.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
I'm like, dude.
My brother gave me a wine fridge, and I told him, I said, I feel like the fanciest girl. Wow. It separates the reds and the whites, and I have them at different temperatures, and I just love that for me. I'm ready.
Is that necessary?
It is necessary. And I also just joined the AV Winery. I'm in their wine club, and that's really cool. Yeah, because they do comedy nights. Do you know that? They have comedy nights, live music.
I don't think I know that.
Oh. It's good. Sign up.
Oh, yeah.
It's right off of
Yeah, it's off 20th. 20th. I mean, I've been there. I know where it is.
Yeah, their comedy nights are really fun, and it's supporting local business.
Oh. No, yeah, because normally the only winery that we go to out here, a good friend of mine's, and that's why I go.
Yes.
But Thief and Barrel.
Yeah,
Barbara.
Thief and Barrel.
Yeah, Barbara. Yeah.
She is an angel from heaven.
Okay, you know Barbara.
I love Barbara.
Yeah, so we're always over there. Like we just did. She just had her 8th. Shout out to Thief and Barrel. They just had their 8th anniversary.
Yes, and their comedy nights are so great too. I've been to them, and I do the painting with Nostalgic Glory there.
Yeah, I haven't been to none of their comedy.
Oh, you should go.
I know that's what she says.
Yeah.
I'll be out of town.
Right. You guys are doing things.
I'm trying to go. But we do pop in there and like we get her bottles and we sit there and talk to her and DiMaggio. Like
They're great.
You know, they are super cool. I love them.
Yep.
Anyways, yeah, she's a wine person. I'm a wine person too, but I thought I was a big wine person until I met her. And then I was like, oh, okay.
Love
Obviously
that.
I'm not.
Yes.
So we have wine every night.
Oh, good.
Anyways, thanks for tuning in, you guys, to the 1NELife podcast. In this episode, if this episode reminded you of why you started, share it with someone who's in the middle of the grind. And remember, the dream only works if two.
That's right. Yes.
The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra grit.
Yes. Love it.
Love it. Thank you, Haley. Appreciate
you.
you. Thank you, everybody else. And out of here.